to get my little boxes up above the like layered over everything. Today is November 7th, 2024, and actually I am going to go grab my chair. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab my chair. One moment, I just realized, I'm like, wait, I can sit down to do this. Okay, and then we will go in and we will post all the links as well. Hello, folks. I am actually out of frame mostly so that you don't see the disaster of a mess behind me. And also because I did not feel like moving my camera, because realistically an overhead view of this steam press is not something that works. So here we are. We're here. If you've been watching for a while, you know that yesterday was a rough day. I know I'm in Canada, but it was a rough day nonetheless. And so if it was a rough day for you too, I see you. But basically yesterday it was Dallas's first day home. And the kids are sick and I'm sick again too. You know how on Monday I was like, oh man, I feel like I had that really bad brain fog. It was illness coming in. It's like, I'm so pissed off. I'm like, I just got over. Well, okay, I was over whatever we had a month ago. When was Shindig? 2 weeks ago. Fuck, 3 weeks ago? Not even 3 weeks ago. 2.5 weeks ago. I was mostly over that, like, in the last week. I was like, yeah, I can start, like, running and swimming and weights again. And then I got sick again. I'm like, oh. I hope this is not a precursor to the rest of the winter, because it's like I do have Calgary Marathon in, let's see, it's actually in 200 days now. So I'm like, this better not be an indication of what's going to be happening then, or over the winter, because seriously, can't get faster if you can't train consistently because of illness. This is part of why I was like, I wanted to train for Victoria Marathon. I still think it's a better idea to run, well, I'm signed up for Calgary. I'm running Calgary no matter what, but it is why I was nervous about running a spring versus fall marathon. It's just the amount of illness over the winter time. Anyway, it's an absolutely spectacular day here right now. The mountains look amazing. So I'm going to work until lunch because, of course, it's Thursday. Kids are home from gymnastics today. Dallas is home, so that's why I'm actually online. But I'm going to work until lunch, and then we're going to head out to the mountains and have a, like, chill. We're going to go stir crazy if we don't go out and have, like, a little bit of a walk. Nothing intense. So I was like, let's go for a drive. Our eldest barely slept last night because they had such a bad cough while they were, like, in bed with us. Kept us all up. But I like how when I close it, you can still see the, like, mess behind here. There's actually a cute cat butt, though, over there, so at least there's that. What did I do on... Oh, Tuesday, I did get the kiddos' shirts cut out. And actually, so for one of them, I had to make a skirt, and I was gonna do like a tulle overlay skirt, so like have the fabric underneath and then do a tulle skirt over top. But then I did it, and I was like, no, that's not. No, it kind of wastes the underskirt fabric because the underskirt fabrics are really cute. Santa. This is what it's going to get made out of. So I made a circle skirt with tulle under, and then a Santa overlay, and then they're both getting button-down shirts. So I'm excited about that. I've done this button-down shirt pattern before. I did it last Christmas as well. Not for for Christmas, not for like Christmas season. This year I'm doing outfits for Christmas season, at least right now. I think I will. I've got fabric to make stuff for the from the workshop as well. And so I think I'll also do that. But that'll be after show prep. This has to happen now because we've got family photos, hopefully, on Saturday. Yay. There we go. And sorry, I am snuffly and like congested, so I might be sniffly on camera. If that bothers you, that is not my intention. I'm sorry. But I him and hawed about coming online today because I was like, oh, this is like the boring stuff. But I do want, like, I figured if anyone takes comfort in the live streams, today would be, obviously not yesterday, but today would be the day to be back on. So I'm here. I'm here. I hope you guys are all doing okay. So, getting some of these gorgeous, gorgeous obies done. I'm daydreaming about Japan. So, well, okay. When have I not been daydreaming about Japan? But it's like, I wish we had a trip booked right now to go somewhere to just like bury my head a little bit. I know that's terrible, isn't it? But it's like, ugh. Head burying sometimes is the most effective thing for a couple days. Kind of like, I guess the like acute morning phase, especially. So anyway, I did actually get a lot of this interfacing done yesterday because we had a chill day at home again. Kids didn't even go to school yesterday. So I got a lot of this done yesterday, and now we're wrapping up on it today, for the obi at least, and then we'll get into the cotton. Am I panicking? 100%. I am very curious to see what I actually get done over the next like 10 days. If it doesn't get done in the next 10 days, it will get done for Heritage Park, which is good, but it's like, oh God, I need like 6 dozen minions for the next week, I guess. I don't know. Oh well, it's always the way of it. I just realized that the glitter is on the floor, so I should probably pick that up before the kids come back down, because otherwise I'm going to end up with glitter in the carpet instead of just like in its containers on the floor. That's not fun. Okay, I'm going to actually pop that back there. Seeming like I can probably do multiple pieces, not like in this case, because this case I need to spread this out and we need to have a good discussion about it being salvages out. There we go. Excuse me. All right, now none of these are super like, these are all rough cuts, so we still need to go in and cut them down. But we learned our lesson, or I learned my lesson last time, of especially with the curves of the traveler pouch and mini traveler and all of that, we have to press them onto the interfacing first, or else you end up with too much fray and not enough obi. That is, oh my goodness, that looks even better out here than it did in the cutting studio, to be honest. You can kind of see how that's double shot. So basically what ends up happening is that you can see it better here. So all the pink here is kind of showing through on the front a little bit. Not as much as the red and blue circles one, but still like enough to be noticeable. Just adds a love. Oh, there we go. Yeah, if you go like not against the grain, but right. It's a very specific angle that you can see it at, but it is gorgeous. I think this is one that I actually bought while we were doing, so for our wedding, we had a long time to plan. I was like, oh, we'll just do the normal runners. And then I was like, no, let's do Obies for runners. Obi for runners. And we have a friend whose mom is in Indonesia, and since Dallas has did high school in Indonesia, got some batik fabric from her for some of the runners, and then I filled the other runners with obi from Japan. And so I think this is one that I actually bought for that. I never actually used it at the wedding, but what I did instead is, well, I think it was too delicate once I actually opened it up as part of it, which is why we're interfacing it right now. But it was one that I bought off Etsy from a seller in Japan while I was in that process. Also, thank goodness for this steam press. It makes this process no less boring, but definitely more efficient. Pressed, good. So that peony will become passport folder stuff. I can't remember what the fish are becoming. I think that's actually going to be a passport folder too. Maybe, who knows. I do know that some of it's going to become, or one of the cuts for the fish is going to become a traveler sling. And hopefully that's fairly obvious when I get back into the cutting studio. What I should do tonight is I should go through and rewatch my live for all of that decision making, because obviously it changed from my little notes, and make the new notes and transcribe them right onto my laptop instead of, I need a new, there's a little hole in the pressing surface here that I need to get a cover for. Anyway. Yeah, I should go through the video, watch the video, and transcribe notes onto the laptop of what is going to become what, because obviously I have very promptly forgotten, and at least I've got video evidence of what everything's going to become. Sneaky. Could probably watch it like 2 times speed even, just to be like, all right, get through it. By the way, if you want to see the Obi tour again, I have reposted it as an extra video Mostly because I was just like, all right. Oh, there we go. That's actually a better view. Hi. I am here. Yeah, I've posted it as an actual video because I was like, okay, let's actually put some video content out. I amalgamated both the live stream that was fully the OB stream with the little extra that we ended up doing on the following live stream with the bits that I found after I'd finished the main live stream of it. So they're all there, obviously with all the decision making that has since changed, but it's still a good tour through all of the fabric. And I got reminded yesterday why we're doing this and why I'm not being precious about them anymore, but there is 500 tons of obi and kimono waste every year from Japan. So that's why we're just doing this. There's no point in keeping it precious and being like, oh, but it needs a special project. If I mess it up, I mess it up at this point. I'm like, all right. Okay, I think we're actually like down to the last little bits here. Oh, okay, apparently no, you guys are not getting interface because you're too heavy, and I don't think they actually need to be pressed because there's not a lot of wrinkles or anything in them. If they need to be pressed, it'll be during sewing. Pretty sure that's actually for the pine bag, but I'm not, oh, or maybe the vases, but we'll find out, I guess, in a few minutes. Okay, this one is the one that needed to have the interfacing. I'm pretty sure that's what this square is cut for. Yep. Oh, well, it's not quite a square. Damn close, though. Whatever. 4 of square or 4 of the other. I don't know. Okay, this is a long piece, but I think we should combine them. Right, these are pieces for a passport folder. I think this neon nuclear floral, one that like is eyeball searing. Excuse me. Oh, I did already take some decongestants as well. So this is gonna be fun today. Yay. Okay. Come on. Obi. They're not, that's not obi, that's kimono pieces. I need to go, when I'm back, I'll need to look for more kimono scraps as well. Come on, lay flat. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do too is I'm going to go in with the pressing cloth and I'll smooth it out with the pressing cloth, and that should actually, because it's, the pressing cloth is pretty heavy, it's actually obi interfacing. And what I can do is I can press it down from there, and that should also help it get weighed down onto the interfacing like that. There we go. Not perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be done. Now we're going to move this up to cover the top of that. Maybe. Yeah, it's fine. Hi, Wendy. How are you doing today? Yay, my chat is actually working. Oh my goodness. Okay, good. That got pressed there, and then we're going to work on this here. We got a different view today because I felt like it. And also putting the overhead camera shows you shit all on the actual like pressing deck. So you get more, you get to see more of this direction than if I put the overhead camera on. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sacrifice the face cam today because I also don't feel like being on face cam right now. I'll be on for about 3 hours, or not quite, 2 more hours, because we're going to do some family stuff this afternoon. Kiddos are both sick, so we ended up going to gymnastics. I'm sick, so we're not going to do anything intense. But it's so spectacular outside that we're going to head out to the mountains, I think. There we go. Yay. Alright, that looks good. Can't remember which ones we earmarked to like have to have selvages out or not. So anything that has the space for selvage on the interfacing, I'm just unfolding here so that we have our bases covered as best we can. I have my bases covered as best I can. Actually, with this one, let's do it this way. Okay, which means in the back, in the back, in the back, in the back, in the back. There we go. We're okay. Could be better. Could be worse. We'll find out if the could be worse is next year or not, to be honest. Yeah, the weather is, what are we at right now? So where I'm at, it's about 4 degrees above zero, sunny, it's windy, but the winds have been warm, so yeah, besides being sick, we're good. We'll go enjoy. Yeah, hot toddies and rest. Oh my goodness, that sounds good. Definitely had some rum last night, and I think that helped. Although it did mean that I couldn't take my cold medication before bed, and I that was not actually. The rum was good, but I think the cold medication would have been better. I was like mouth breathing all night, like. But we'll go. We're gonna go stir crazy if we don't leave the house. So we're gonna go for a drive, which will be relaxing, and then we'll go for a short walk out in the mountains, and that'll be kind of reset us all as well. I think. Should make sure that we got little like muffs, or a muff for the stroller. So I should make sure that we put that on for the kids, because they're both. Our eldest is definitely sick. They were up on and off all last night. And the youngest is like, it's got like a hoarse voice. They don't sound super sick, but they're definitely, like, they're sick. It's a weird one. So, this is what I was worried about when I would, like, sign myself up to train for a spring marathon. So it's like, how much sickness are we going to get? And here we are, 2 weeks after the last round, sick again. And I'm like, oh. It's just proving me right. So it's okay. Taking the rest is better than not, because it'll mean that I can get back to it sooner, hopefully. I did actually do a dumbbell workout yesterday for my legs because I was feeling okay, especially in the afternoon. And I'm like, okay, if I can't run, I'm going to do my weights at least. And my God, I actually got a better leg workout at home than I did at the gym, and now I'm mad. Like, what is this? Like my quads are, and like the upper like hip flexor, which is another area I really need to strengthen, are both like more sore. And I did squats. I did squats the same as I did at the gym. Usually I do like, because of course the barbell weighs a certain amount, usually 45 to 50 pounds. So usually I do like a barbell squat with it empty, and then I add weight onto it. But yesterday I did like a combo sumo goblet squat. I do sumo squats typically, which means that your feet are further apart, right? You like the stance is like a sumo wrestler. And I do that because my ankle mobility is shit from the broken ankle 3 years ago. It was already always shit, but like that just made it worse. So that's usually what I do. But yesterday I had to do kind of a combo sumo goblet because of course it's a dumbbell, so I had to like drop it in between my legs. And I'm like, I could actually already feel it last night. And I'm like, I'm mad. What is going on? I do find it easier to do arms at the gym. But honestly, if I get more muscle gain from doing dumbbell workouts at home for my legs, which is the main thing that I need to be doing anyway, I'm going to be really upset about having a gym membership. I'm also upset because I'm like, I want to be swimming. But there's no swimming right now. Yay. I am not a good sick person. At least this is like a sitting down and doing stuff job. And the brain fog is lifted because, good God, that Monday brain fog was horrendous. I'm just looking at everything that's on the floor right now, and I'm like, I need to tidy up again. I did get the kid Tuesday. We just had a chill day before we went and picked up Dallas. And I did get their Christmas shirts cut, and I got the Christmas skirt done. I was going to do so I did a circle skirt. I was going to do a circle tulle skirt. So the tulle overlaid on top of the fabric I'm using for the top. But I decided against that because the upper fabric is too freaking adorable. It's little Santas. Not even little Santas, but it's Santas. And I'm like, nope, we're not hiding this. It could still be flipped and worn with the tulle out, realistically. But I think it's better with the Santas on top. And it was the most difficult part because I've already sewn the button down shirt that I'm going to do for both of them, and it's actually pretty straightforward. So that will be, I guess, tomorrow's task. I've already told Dawson, I'm like, because he's like, what are we doing this week? And I'm like, I gotta work. I've got 10 days before 2 big shows, and we are nowhere near ready. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully I'm not sick next week. Okay. Good. Okay, now this is the non-nuclear floral, which is good. We've got just this is actually the Segai-ha parasols, and if you're like, Katie, what the fuck is a Segai-ha? It's a traditional motif of the waves. That's Segai-ha. And if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, it's Seigaiha. You can look it up. Segai-ha. Segai-ha. My God, I have a really hard time saying that. Used to be one of the first words that tripped me up was shitsurei shimasu, which is like a very formal, or a keigo or formal Japanese way of saying excuse me. So like when you go into like a professor's office, you knock on the door and shitsurei shimasu. Or like as you're leaving, as kind of like a thank you, like shitsurei shimasu, like sorry for, or thank you for letting me bother you, sort of thing. So that was the hard one. And then there's Makadonaldo, which is McDonald's, or McDonald as in the last name, which is hilarious because one of our teacher assistants in Japanese, that's what her last name was Makadonaldo. So there's the 2 words. And now it's apparently Segai-ha. And I'm like, that's not even that hard of a word. Why am I having such a hard time with a very straightforward Japanese word? I don't get it. I don't like it. Yeah, we're down to the last few pieces of obi, actually. I thought I would get it done yesterday, but we're not quite there. So I still got a massive bin over here to put the interfacing on, but I'm pretty pleased with what we got done, or what I got done yesterday. So I did move it upstairs because Dallas was like, I would love to hang out, just like, and chill. And I'm like, okay, we can do that for a little bit. Probably helped slow my scroll yesterday, which was not the worst thing to have happen in my life. Part of why I'm also on stream today, even if I'm not on Facecam. As I sniffle along here. I do have my window open for ventilation because I did the interfacing on the kids' shirts already, and it was already starting to smoke up in here, and I'm like, nope, we gotta vent that. So it doesn't look smoky right now, which is good. All right, so this is what I mean by Segai-ha. There we go, Segai-ha. Segai-ha. Artso desu ne. No, I'm not actually cold. It's still 4 above. It's Still 4 above right now. It's ridiculous. I'm mad. It's November. It should not be in the positives right now, at least where we live. Actually, what? Let me double check that. We might actually supposed to be in there, but it doesn't feel like mentally I'm like, ugh. Nope. Yeah. The average high is 3, and it's 6 degrees right now, and it's supposed to apparently get up to 13. What's Banff look like? Banff is +7 above average. Calgary is +10 as well. Although we did have surprise snow the other day, which was good, because honestly, we are still right on the edge of a drought. We are in a drought. Never mind. We're not on the edge of it. The whole province just needs to have like a massive snow year. Please and thank you. So, I know this color is spectacular. Really, really is. Yeah, this one is like mwah, chef's kiss, sort of. If I were painting my bedroom a pink now, this is the color that I'd paint it pink. Actually, I think we decided on a nice, like, moody kind of teal, like dark blue teal. But this is the color that I like doing my hair if and when I get it dyed. Which apparently I still need to like figure out how exactly I'm bleaching and dyeing my hair, because I do want it to go back to pink. I just don't want to pay the salon prices. There, okay. I think, yeah, good enough. Okay. Don't think this one needed to be spread out, but you know, again, if we have the interfacing, we may as well take advantage of it. So yeah, we're not even gonna look. There's a lot left to do. This is actually this is the color I want to paint the eldest's bedroom. Actually, yeah. Do you know what? I think it actually even matches my water bottle. Let's see. So I have 2 water bottles like in my favorite color. So there's, yeah, pretty much. Love it. Yeah, and then I've got another one that's got like just a sip cap. That's a teal. Although I don't know where that one went. It's like I had it and then it disappeared. It's part of why I have 2 water bottles. Is it's like they just kind of travel around the house, and then I'm like, oh, where's this one? And then I have to find it. Speaking of which, water time. There we go. Up. I'm actually going to press this in the middle, and then we're going to go out from there, because that feels like it'll keep it the most stable. Right here, and this one is thin enough that we're going to put a piece on top, because why not? Yes, ironing it before I put it on the interfacing would probably be the best way to do it. But whatever. That's not what we're doing. Teals and blues are a really solid decision. Honestly, pink is this kind of like purpley pink, fuchsia, whatever you want to call it, are definitely my favorite colors. Now, I used to be a very like mid-blue girl when I was in my teens. I can't tell if that was because I actually really liked mid-blue or if I was just trying to be different. Not like being homeschooled wasn't different enough. But I still hold I really still like teals and aquas and stuff like that. This will catch my attention before that, but I still really like teals and blues too. Go. Yeah, that worked out really well. Shuffle it this way. Next. There we go. That one is gonna be fucking amazing. I really like how this aqua actually does contrast with this as well. And then the bamboo in the back, like the fronds in the back, are like really gorgeous. Okay, now let's shuffle this way. I'll get another piece of, actually this can just go in like this now. Because that's all that's left to press on this end. And then we're going to do this here. What was this? Oh, right. This is for like a part of the boarding pass or something, right? Boarding pass flap or something. I think what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to sit down with my laptop and I'm going to re-watch that video where we decided everything. And I'm going to type up some very detailed notes. I can watch it on like 2 to 3 times and just pause when I need to, so it shouldn't take me too long. But I'm like, then I don't have to do all this second guessing when I actually get to sewing it tomorrow. Or, no, we're not getting to sewing tomorrow. Are we getting to sewing tomorrow? Monday? No, Monday we're going to do Christmas decorations because it's Remembrance Day, but it's the best day for me to actually sit down and do it. Okay, that needed to be pressed again. Maybe. This is a mess in this corner that apparently I didn't open up completely. Okay. There. Okay, you can go back onto this side then. You only need to be actually, so that worked out I think the best instead of having to shuffle it 6 different times to get it pressed. Yeah, no, I love this. Okay. Doom, doom, doom. Come on. Cooperate. Thank you. Actually, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put it this way. Yes? No. That way. There we go. And then it'll press it from the side that's like less crinkled. And then that is blue that's going to go with the pine. There you go. Throw the pine over top. And then we'll have that pressed as well, like this. And that can help press it down. Oh, no, not that way. This way. I was upside down. This one's really hard to tell which way is right and which way is wrong, but there's like very subtle embroidery end threads there that don't help. Go. And here we go. And here we go. Like how there's this random piece of pine and then there's a bunch more pink. Yay. This is going to be fun. And yes, before I do the next run, we'll get bins sorted out so that I don't do this again. It'll all happen eventually. Or it won't, and I'll just continue to flail, and I'm like, what's this supposed to be? And what's this supposed to be? And then you can Muppet flail with me, because that's just what it feels like it's going to have to be anyway for the next few years. Oh, boy. Pretty, pretty passport. Yes, no, it was fine. That's definitely what I did, is I wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to like stick to the actual obi, because that would be a disaster and I would be very sad if it did. It did not work good. So far. Doesn't mean we'll be good every time, but we were this time, and that was part of the shuffle around, was to make sure that it wasn't like directly on the obi underneath. I really need to take like a lint roller or something to this steam press deck though. It's like, I'm suffering. Okay, we've got the other piece of the parasol fabric here for the traveler, so we may as well get both of these rolling. Since they both need to be spread out. So this one can help weight that one down. And then we're going to help weight this one down. Maybe. No, come back then. You went off of the interfacing. Stay on the interfacing. Interfacing. Stay on the interfacing. Come on. Come on. There we go. Good enough. Again, done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. Yeah. Okay. So please come in with this. Come in like that. Poof. 10:15. Okay. It'd be amazing if we can get all these cotton and cotton linen blends done by lunch. Doubtful, but amazing if we did. Go. Ooh. Just like put an iron in the middle of them when I'm in the cutting studio. Yeah, that might help. And then do the full press after we're like, after everything's cut out, like what we're doing right now. Probably. Try that next time. Because yeah, it wouldn't take much extra effort in the cutting studio to just be like, all right, we could even frickin' just lay it out on the frickin' quilter's board, tack it down before I even cut it off the interfacing roll, and then, yeah. And honestly, though, it's like, it's just the obi too, and the kimono and everything like that, because it's like silk, right? So it's just woo 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 woo. Knowing what I know now, I probably could just go in and honestly interface the whole OB before I even cut it. Because even with the necessary clutch wallet where we end up putting an extra piece of stabilizer in there, if it's got an extra piece of interfacing on the flap, that's not going, like, who cares? That's going to make it a more sturdy flap. And it's in the seam allowance. My machine can handle that much interfacing, so maybe that's just what we do, is we just go in and interface the whole goddamn thing. Now, we can't do that with the cotton and cotton linen blends because of the difference in, like, obviously we aren't doing an exterior interfacing for the box bags and stuff like that, but whatever. Ooh, you are spicy. Okay. Good to know, good to know. Oh man, I'm hungry. Why am I hungry? What the hell? I had a good, well, I guess maybe, I guess it might be snack time. Okay. We're down to the pine and the butterflies and those crane fans. This is all cranking along pretty well, which is good. I like when things go decently smoothly. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna do this piece. It's like, we'll pull the next butterfly piece, but the next butterfly piece is really long, so we'll do it by itself. Yeah, actually, if I went in and actually, like, ironed out the OB, that would probably be beneficial for everyone. But I didn't. Oh, you smell like stored OB. Still interesting. Oh. I wish there was a way for me just to kind of like feed it off. It's too bad that like I really want to know if a rotary iron would work for this. Like, could I theoretically get a rotary iron? So that's one of the, like, the mangles. Mangle iron, mangle. I don't know how else to refer to. Rotary iron is the term that I've heard of. Basically, it's like if you have like big bed sheets and stuff like that you are consistently ironing, it's really useful for that. And it would be extremely useful in those times when I actually have yardages to iron. So it's like, okay, can I justify it? Because there's a ton of the older ones that come up for sale consistently. So I'm like, but where they would also be super useful is like if I could use them to like put interfacing on it, because basically you could just probably feed it off the roll straight onto the rotary iron. And I'm like, is this feasible? The last one I saw for sale, I'm like, she said she used it for quilting fabrics. That makes sense. But I'm like, did you use it for stabilizer or interfacing? She's like, no. And I'm like, damn it. What I'm worried about is like, in that case, you would want to tack it down. I would be worried about like shuffling a little bit. What else was I concerned about? Oh, and then the amount of like interfacing excess. Because then how do you clean the mangle cover? Or do you just get another mangle cover and call it good, and that's the one you use for interface? You use one for interfacing, you use one for like yardages. It would definitely save me a lot of time during yardage season. But right now, yardage season isn't happening often enough for it to be a concern either. So I'm like, If I see another one for cheap or free, I think I'll still bite the bullet. But right now, I'm like, well, and then the next question is, where would I even put it down here right now? And I don't really have a good answer to that. You are not adhered. There's like a little bubble right there. Are you adhered? No, you both got missed. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna pop it quick because I don't want to over adhere it. Well, yeah. There we go. I think, yes, there. It's hot. Hot. Okay, now we're on to the bamboo. Excuse me. Holy crap, right, this is a long piece. All right, so it's been working best to do it in the center and then work out from there. So let's start here. Yeah, let's start here because there's a crap ton of this one and this will help hold it. There is no selvage to open up on this one, which is nice. Except, okay, come on. Stick with your interfacing, please. There we go. Okay. The nice thing is that this piece of interfacing from the obi that I kept is like perfect size for a press cloth because it covers both back and front of the steam press. I'm quite pleased. There we go. Oh, I did finally talk to my mother. Well, no, I didn't even actually. I was like, wait, I didn't even talk to her. But Dallas talked to his mom and was like, Kitty needs childcare next weekend because I got a double header and he's not home. So it's like both Saturday and Sunday. I need care. Thankfully, they're home. I will. Actually, maybe I'll just message my sister-in-laws and brother-in-law and be like, hey, the kids are going to be at mother-in-law's house both days next weekend. If you can, like, if you have the time, please go out and spot her off for a bit. At least the show's like, it's not like a stupid early drop-off. So the Ancient Arts Yarns is 10 to 4, and I'm gonna, yeah, my setup's I'm not gonna do an intense setup for that one. And then the NJCA one, the Craft and Food Bazaar, is like 11 to 4, so that's even later in the day because I think they'll let us in to set up around 9. I gotta actually check the email and find out. And then the Heritage Park one is easy because Dallas is home, so yay. And Tara's already said she'll come and she's like free that weekend to come spot me off and everything like that, which is awesome. Yes, for the obi, no, that makes sense. I'm thinking, so for the, yeah, the rotary, the mangle, no, it wouldn't be worth it for the obi, but it might be worth it for the cotton. Like when we go in and we have to do all of that, what I'm thinking is when we're going in and doing all the interior interfacing, or like these pieces for like the passport folders and stuff like that. No, it definitely would need an iron, actually. And realistically, yes, I should have gone in and ironed the obi. And you know what we'll start doing, or what I'll start doing? Obviously, you are my valued viewers. You're going to totally do this with me. For the obi, what I think I should start doing is probably opening them up. It's like, so first things first, I'm going to start pulling the interfacing when I'm in Japan already, because like that saves, this interfacing is like 500 grams. Blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying about this would be good to go underneath, and then I don't have all that thread debris on the cover. Ha ha ha. Yep, probably. Anyway, we're going to start pulling interfacing in Japan because that allows me to buy like nearly double the amount of obi and kimono than I could if I leave the interfacing in. So like that's a no shit situation. Pull the obi or the interfacing, don't carry it home because I don't use it outside of this anymore. I used to. I don't anymore. And then I think once I get home, it's like they definitely still have to be aired out. So we'll do that. And then I think probably just iron them directly so that then the selvages are worked out and then they get stored after that. That'll give them more time to air out and like blah, blah, blah. We can do an obi tour right when I get home. But yeah, I'm thinking the mangle would be most useful when it's like doing the cotton and cotton linen yardages. I also don't even know what temperature like is a mangle, am I able to change the temperature on a mangle? I don't even know. Like this has multiple settings because it's a press versus a mangle. So there's that factor as well. Oh yeah, there's still pockets. Don't worry. So for the mini traveler slings and the passport folders, we still need to, so mini travelers need their denim selected and then the pockets sorted and interfaced. And then we need to also go in and do the whole, holy fuck, what else do we need to do? There's a bunch. We gotta do the twill for the passport folders and their interiors as well. Yeah. I wish I hadn't been quite so burnt out after Knit City. That definitely like threw this whole Christmas season prep into a tailspin. So I gotta figure out a good way to like balance my year better, and I still haven't figured out how I'm gonna do that. Especially with marathon training for Kyoto next year, it's like, okay. Well, actually this year will be a good indication of like how disruptive marathon training is going to be disruptive no matter what. Just with kids and like being self-employed and blah, 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 blah. A little bit of an excuse, a little bit of like just truth telling right there. You're like, Katie, what truth telling? You were just going blah, blah, blah. But it's true. It's like my training will not look like someone else's training. And I'm also not an elite athlete, so it can't take full time. Never want to be an elite athlete, to be honest. I just want to be faster. So Kyoto is going to be very different next year. I will be done. So the race schedule looks like I'll be done marathon training middle of May, which is perfect because if I get into Otafest in May, oh shoot. Okay, applications are still like 3 weeks away. 2.5 weeks away. Otafest is the week after Mother's Day next year. And then the marathon is like a week after that. So at least with Otafest, I'll be in like taper fully for when Otafest is actually happening, if I get in. But it's all the training leading up to that because we're on track to have 3 shows for April again. So. But on the same foot, or on the other foot, Knit City is also a month later. So at least Knit City isn't nestled up a week after Omatsuri. So that's actually a massive time gain in some ways because we'll have, whatever. If we need to put another piece on, I'll put another piece on. Because I'll have an extra like 4 weeks, 6 weeks after Knit City after Omatsuri to get prepped for Knit City. So that's good. I do already have my hotel booked for Knit City, Vancouver. Yay! I'm staying in Burnaby at the Best Western. Yes, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's like such a convenient location. And I can't park at the atrium anymore anyway because the truck is too tall for their parkade. So there's that. And honestly, it's like also about half the price of the atrium. So as much as I say it's a bit more expensive, it's like half the price. Well, maybe not quite half the price, but it saves me something like $500 to $600. And I'm like, that's $500 to $600 towards Japan. Yay. I have a customer friend in Japan right now, and I'm like, I'm totally like when that person that's always with me is like, can you just pack me in your suitcase, please? I just don't want to be here right now. Yeah, and it is a lot of weight. So I weighed the obi prior. So I weighed some that had a lot of embroidery. I weighed some that didn't have as much embroidery. I weighed, and then I weighed one that I weighed with the interfacing in, and then I weighed it after I took the interfacing out. And two obi after taking, after taking the interfacing out weighed like 750 grams. Whereas one weighed a kilo. So I'm like, okay, we will be taking the interfacing out because that is a lot of weight. And here's the thing, if I buy too many and I suddenly have to ship it, like it is not the end of the world. Is it the best? No, I don't want to have to do that. I would prefer them to come straight home with me. Especially with the whole thing of like unaccompanied goods and everything like that. But whatever. I'm just going to go, and I'm not going to be too strict with what I buy this trip, especially for the obi and kimono. Cotton and cotton linen blends, yeah, will be a little bit. Maybe. Who knows? We'll see. I also have so much luggage. That's part of it. I'm not overly worried about it. Seriously, and then that's the other thing is it's like I haven't done a lot of work with the obi recently, and then the demand for like this, when I go through a roll of interfacing that I would normally go through in 2 years, in about 6 months, like the demand has increased significantly. So it's like also that. Now, granted, did I sell all those bags? Not yet, but they're made. So if I don't make them, they don't sell anyway. And so like the prediction of what I will even need is going to be super difficult, to be fair, honest. Like, it's like, oh God. I appreciate it so much, but yes, it's going to be like, okay, because normally I don't bring, like, I'm working usually with about a 2 meter cut, but honestly at this point I think I need to up it to about 3 meters just so I can, just so I have a little bit more wiggle room. Now, well, that'll cut down on the number of prints that I can bring home, but I don't think that's the end of the world either. I'm also planning, like, we already know that I'll probably be back to Japan in 26 again for a solo trip so that I can go pick up the charms and stuff like that. Does that sound insane? 100%. But just the debacle of trying to do that e-transfer and everything like that was, I may as well just go do it myself. Plus then I get another trip to Japan. The horror. Oh no. How will I ever survive? Okay. We are into the cranes, which means we're almost into the cotton linens. I can see them. Did I need to spread out the selvages? I don't remember. I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay. Behave yourself, please. Please do. I will be eternally grateful if you just behave yourself. It's like, nah, no, lady. You're putting me under the heat here. Why would I behave myself? All right. Iron out the selvages next time. Do a little bit more prep work. But again, this is one of the learning curves of starting to work with it in greater quantity is I don't know. Behaved itself. Good. If you're like, Katie, why are you turning it around? Actually, we're just going to shove it in. Whatever. No, we are going to pretend that I did it this way to begin with, because I am finding that you're supposed to set it on something cool to chill for a minute, right? And so I'm finding that if I do shove it back towards the back arm of this, it does crumple a bit. So we're going to do it this way, and we're going to do it that way for the next ones as well. Come here. Thank you. Okay. Go. Cranes, 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 and florals. What's the next piece? Oh, the next piece is about the same size. Sweet. Okay, that's pretty easy then. Haha. Doom, 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 doom. Don't touch the hot plate. You already did that, and it hurt. Solid life advice. Don't cut the iron sole, or don't touch the iron sole plate. The burn from on my middle finger that has finally gone down, and now I get one on my like index knuckle. Excellent, excellent. Gonna fold you back in half. Right there. Okay, I gotta admit that, like, seeing it, like, because it's been stored, right? So, but this, look at this. Look at how crisp that looks. It looks so good with the interfacing on it. And, like, this one still looks really good, but it does look a little bit frumpier than the other one with the interfacing already applied. So, I'll take it. I approve. We're not doing it this way. Gonna push it in there now. Oh, this one is a little bit larger. Damn it. Okay. It's like, ha ha ha, I tricked you. Okay. Fine. How are we going to press you then? Just, I guess, the same as I've been doing all the other ones. But we are going to flip it this way then. Oh, okay. And there's the top edge. Pretty sure this one didn't need its selvages out, but whatever. Okay. Press it in the middle. Press it into the middle. Like this. Doom, doom, doom. Glass pins can also be pressed, can't they? So I'm wondering if what I need to partly do is like get some glass pins and then... Ugh, but that sounds like an actual like... disaster just waiting to happen for me. Yep, they throw them out. And so that's why once I heard that statistics, I had been like, because I have had judgment in the past about why would a white woman be using kimono and obi, and like these better not be new. Blah, 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 blah. So I was a little bit more precious about them previously. And that's why it's just like, nope, fuck this. We're just going to like work with this gorgeous fabric and do whatever the hell we want with it. Because that's exactly it. That's what they throw out. 500 tons of kimono and obi every year. So here we are. Not throwing these ones out. Definitely not a ton's worth, but you know. Some were rescued. The thing about it is it's like, if they're made well, it's an heirloom. But a lot of what I end up buying is like, they're still a fashion piece as well. So there is cyclical kimono, and then they wear out and all of this, right? So it's not a fast fashion item necessarily, but there's definitely trends still. Go. And then there's also the factor of like, kind of like formal dress for us. Where the hell do you wear these things? So, I think there are more people wearing kimono now than when I was there 15 years ago. I have noticed that there's been a massive uptick of people actually wearing kimono. It's not just the oba-chan. It's like the younger demographic as well. Oops. Well, we ran out of interfacing. Okay, if we need to interface that edge, we will afterwards, whatever. Not a big deal. Yeah, no, we're not doing pins. I said it, and then I'm like, that's crazy, Katie. Back away from that crazy. Again, I am crazy, but there's some things I'm not crazy for. Or that's not the reason I'm crazy. Not legitimately. That is an undiagnosed condition. That is a self-diagnosed condition. Anyway, yeah, it's like... Yeah, when I started hearing the stat of like, there's 500 tons of kimono that get thrown out every year, I'm just like, all right, we're gonna... Let's start using this, and we'll buy more when we're there next time, because it is gorgeous, and we don't want these thrown out. It's also why I like using the denim for the back of... Like, I love using the new fabrics, don't get me wrong, and we will continue to use the new fabrics for at least the next while. But, like, it's also why I like using the denim to upcycle for the mini traveler slings and stuff like that, too. And my goodness, do we ever have a lot of denim right now? I think I'm set for my next year of production. Well, I'm not going to say that because who the hell knows now. But it's like I am definitely set for the next few months of production. Probably until April at least. If I'm not, I'll let you all know. Another call out on my Buy Nothing page, I guess. Like in the kimono and the obi and stuff like that. Yeah, so I think there's a lot of people who end up making them into bags. I know there are a lot of Japanese folk that are upcycling them. And like I think a lot of them end up being like pillows and stuff like that, which is also super cool. Like this would make an absolutely spectacular pillow. And I have actually thought of that, but I'm like, I don't really want to get into the home decor portion because I don't know about like flammability requirements and stuff like that, so I'm like, yuck. Okay. Oh yeah, look at us, just like, just spectacular. Love it. Actually, that's how you know that I really love my kids too, is that I did use a bunch of pins to, I did not actually hem the skirt that I made. What I did is I sewed a ribbon around it as like almost like a bias binding, and I had to use pins, and I was like, oh boy, you know I love you when I use pins. It actually wasn't too bad because I was able to do them vertically into the ribbon to pin it onto the skirt, but... And then I was realizing last night, I'm like, I don't know if that's actually going to be a very good solution. But at the same time, it's like, if I need to, like, take it out and hem it later properly, I'll just take it out and hem it later. It's fine. Everything will be fine. Yeah, we're almost back to the beginning. Back to the beginning. Oh, I see Poppy down there. Never mind. Well, okay, I'm not lying, but I thought I was a lot closer to the end than I am. Never mind. Hopeful, too hopeful. What time is it? 11:15. Excellent, that's good. Still got about another hour, just over an hour. Should find out if Dallas would make another pot of coffee, because I feel like a cup of coffee right now would be really nice. As much as this is tedious, it's kind of nice because it is like, well, okay. It's annoying because it's not enough time to actually be able to do anything before this beeps, but it's kind of nice because it's one of the most... It's tedious, but it's probably one of the most restful portions of the bag making process. Because it's not like I'm sitting at a sewing machine wrangling fabric or like, right? What's this? What are these? There's 2 pieces of them and I don't remember what they're for, but okay, whatever. Oh, I think I might have a little Canadian posse going for the marathon. So there's I might have talked about this the other day, but whatever. You're stuck. I have a captive audience. Well, not totally. You can leave anytime. Anyway, but there's another woman. She's an amigurumi artist. She makes like all these cats and stuff like that. She lives in Toronto now. So she hasn't been making as many because she finished school. But we met via Instagram because she used Ancient Arts yarns for these cat stuffies that she was making. And she actually made my eldest a Remy stuffy, which is super adorable. And we've previously met her in Japan, but she's also a runner. Toronto has this really cool one where they run to like different breweries every 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. At least once a month I see her posting about these runs. Hey, let's just do this. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, it's super cool. I wish they did that in Calgary because we have a ton of really awesome breweries and I think it would be cool. But I was like, I kind of trolled her Instagram feed because I was like, wait. She actually grew up in Japan. And I was like, what has she run? And she's run a half. So I messaged her and I'm like, hey, would you ever consider doing a marathon? And if you did, would that marathon be Kyoto 26 with me? And she's like, I haven't like really thought of it, but that sounds amazing. So it's like because she's teaching, she's like, if that ends up being over reading week or like lines up properly, I will 100% be there. I'm like, sweet. Because I'm trying to work on another woman in Calgary. She wants to go around Nagoya. And so she's trying to get some of her friends to go with her. And to Nagoya. And I'm like, well, if that falls through, like, hey, come run Kyoto with me. And so I'm like, if we could get like all of us together, it's not like we even have to run together. It's just like support at the start and finish line. And then we'll see you later. See you after the race is done. But I'm like, that would be super fucking cool. Anyway. Yeah, the tulle underskirt is so freaking adorable. And the circle skirt, oh, like just, they love it so much. It was like, I put it on them and I got a big hug and it was like, thank you, mama. And I'm like, oh, my heart. It was so fucking adorable. Oh, okay, those two pieces that don't have interfacing are for the kato, which is what I'm pressing right now. I didn't clue into what I was actually working on right now. So these pieces that I'm like, what the hell are these for? They're for the kato. I just realized I probably cut them too thick. I definitely cut them too thick. Because I only need like one side per bag, because we're going to do, yeah. Oh, well, whatever. I'm doing 2 bags. So we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. It's fine. Everything will come to light when it needs to. These kato will not be done, but I was like, we will cut them while we're cutting everything else, just so that they're done, like ready to go when I'm ready to go with them. But they will not be ready for anything this year, probably. I think Obi Kato will be a launch item in 25. There we go. Obi Kato will be 25 because, holy crap, we are out of time for this year. Anyway. I'm cheeky. Why? What was cheeky? Sorry. I'm like, I am talking so much, Wendy. I don't know what the fuck is happening. Yeah, I should have actually done the tulle underskirt as like a separate thing because I was thinking about it. I'm like, that would actually work best under a bunch of stuff. But I was just like, my God, that tulle was so hard to work with. I was just like, nope, we are sewing this into that and that's it. Upcoming ones can have stuff, but ooh. It was a lot of work. I'm gonna have to like actually make myself a tulle underskirt. I had an actual proper crinoline for some of my like swing dresses, but it's not. Well, I guess never mind. The tulle skirt would end up being just as like large. Because I'm like, it's really puffy, and now I don't actually know where it is. Now that I say that out loud, I'm like, wait, where is the crinoline? Okay, never mind. No. Yes, okay. Ooh, I figured out a way. So we're not doing a JR pass in Japan because the JR pass cost went up exponentially, like 80% for the 3-week, I think. And I get it. They hadn't increased JR pass prices for like, I think they'd gone up minimally since Dallas and I did our trip. And like, so that'll be 10 years in 26. Our first trip. Words. Oh. Well, okay, so here's the thing. I've asked other people and they said no, and that's perfectly fine too. There is no requirement to run this marathon with me. If they just want to show up and cheer me on, I'll take that too. And that's because that's what one of our other friends are going to do. And actually one of my friends in Japan that I asked if she wanted to run a marathon, and she's like, no. I'm like, fair, can you come cheer me in though? And go have a couple drinks with me afterwards? That's what I need. I need a post-marathon drinking buddy. Or 2 or 3. 2 or 3 would be preferable, because that'll be fun. But, yeah, she's a runner, so I was like, hey, we should form an alliance. And I wouldn't, like, that would, this always gets prefaced with, like, are you a runner, is the first question, right? So that's why I've asked this other woman if she would run it, too, because she was running the 10-miler in Calgary. And since she's already got Nagoya on the plans, I feel absolutely zero guilt asking her. Well, maybe a little bit of guilt when I first asked her because I didn't know. But no more guilt afterwards when she was like, I'm trying to get to Nagoya. I'm like, cool. Anyway. There we go. Oh. Let's press that down, and then we'll get the rest of it pressed down, and then everything will be happy. Or not. Who knows? There's this like big wrinkle right here that I want to get out of there. Don't get my fingers. Yeah, seriously. So, if it lines up, we'll have a friend coming in from Hong Kong. She's going to come no matter what, but we're hoping that her schedule lines up so that she can come for the marathon. And then Dallas wants to rent a bike or 2 bikes. And then the kids can ride on the bikes, or they can ride the bikes and like follow me around on the marathon course. And then they'll be at the finish line. And Dallas and the kids will do that no matter what. It would just be really cool if they could coordinate the biking. Excuse me. But yeah, it would be fun if there was like, a posse of us. I think it'd be really funny if there was like 3 of us. 3. So the one that I asked from Calgary, I used to work with her at the university. Didn't know that she was a runner. She's like, no, this is a new thing. I'm like, cool, that's even better. And she's half Japanese, half Canadian, I think. Her mom's Japanese for sure, and I think her dad's Canadian. Anyway, we used to work together, and then I run into her quite consistently at different Japanese association events, which is super cool. And then literally ran into her practically at the 10-miler, which is hilarious. Yeah, and then like have this other one that runs the Toronto stuff come out. I would laugh. And then because the Hong Kong woman is, I went to university with her, and she, her dad was actually, and she also attended, but her dad was actually one of the teachers at the international school that Dallas was in Indonesia. So her dad was a teacher, and then she actually went to school there, because when how we ended up meeting was that she was doing her introduction in class. She's an English major with me, and she's like, yeah, I grew up in Jakarta. Sounded very Canadian, which, like, Canadian accent, because she has a bunch of family around here and everything like that. And so after class, I'm like, did you go to JIS? And she's like, how the hell did you know that name? And I'm like, well, because my boyfriend attended it for high school. She's like, what? So, and then I've got another friend over there, the one that will definitely, she will not run, but she'll come and, like, cheer me on. I met her on exchange, so that'll be fun. And I think her and the woman from Hong Kong will actually get, like, they need to meet. They will get along really well. It does make good memories. That's the thing, right? So, okay, there we go. Get this down and pressed. Now, this is all, like, barring, or, like, all contingent on us all getting in, and, like, schedules lining up and all that other shit too. So who knows? But we'll try. We'll try. I think apparently, so Kyoto was previously a first come first serve marathon, but apparently I think this year they ended up going to lottery. So, like, I still have a pretty high chance of going. I think should find out how many people they actually, like, accepted, and then how many, like, applications versus acceptances. No matter what, we're still going to go over those dates, because it's like, well, we're pretty set on going at that point. Because the other option would be just to book a last, like, if we don't get in by October, just book a last minute trip for, like, November, I guess. No, we won't do that. Because the other hope is that Dallas gets into the Kyoto Marathon and can start his, like, 6-star, or what's soon to become the 7-star journey. Because apparently the Sydney Marathon is getting added to the World Majors, meaning that there's going to be, like, what was previously a 6-star thing. No! My cover cloth just fell. I'm like, where is it? But I went over the bin. Anyway, but the Sydney Marathon apparently is coming up, and they'll be adding that to the list for the World Majors. So Sydney's been, like, top of the list for a really long time. Actually, before Japan, I always wanted to go to Australia. So maybe we'll be over there at some point. Apparently, yeah, it's going to be Australia, and then the one that's in South Africa. Yeah, South Africa has been, like, in the vetting process as well for the last little bit. So that'd be cool too. There is, most of our, like, travel destination ones are going to be marathons, but there is one that I really want to run in Vegas. They do their half marathon down the strip at night. And I'm like, oh my God, that would be so cool. It's like one of the rock and roll half marathons, and that would be a lot of fun, I think. And no, I'm not running the 6 stars with Dallas. I don't ever need to run the 6 stars outside of maybe Tokyo. But the 6 stars involves getting, like, a sub-3 marathon for me, and I'm like, I am not motivated enough to get a sub-3 marathon, and I really don't care to. I'm a marathoner whether I run Boston in the 6 stars or not. Dallas wants to do it because he wants to do the challenge, and that's fine. I'll still get a trip to Boston and Chicago and New York out of it eventually. But, alright. Actually, the other marathon that's, like, top of the list for me that I really want to do is the one actually in Greece. They do a run from Marathon to Athens, which I'm like, yes, that is the one I want to do. And it's got a really generous cutoff time. It's like 8 hours from the time that the last runner crosses the start line or something like that. So I'm like, I can already do that one. And it's mostly downhill. I'm like, sweet. Actually, I wonder what elevation Athens is at. / marathon. Would I actually have an advantage because of like training in the mountains? Maybe. Maybe. Who knows? Anyway. That's where we're at. Kyoto's definitely top of the list. And then I don't know what we're going to do if I don't get in. It's like, do I just keep banging my head against it and like until I get into it, or what? Because if that's the case, then maybe I don't make a trip in November of 26. I make a trip again in like February of 27. I don't know. That is actually a discussion we need to have. Oh, no. Well. Yeah, that is actually a discussion we need to have. Because 27, we were going to go down and do the fairy tale challenge at Disney World, but that puts us in Florida. In 27. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. Yeah, that's the thing, is it's like sub 3, not running a business. I don't have small children. Like, I know you can do it. And if you can, all the kudos to you. I do not have the discipline for that. God, I barely have the discipline to try and get myself under 6. And like, I'm highly motivated to do it, but the discipline is something else. But they just dropped the qualifying time for like Dallas's age bracket from 3:10 to like 3:05. And it was just like, nope. Not like it was ever on my radar to do that anyway, but it's like, oh God. Really not. Sunblock in Sydney? Yes, 100%. Sorry if I'm answering late to these. I'm just like, they're just coming up now, so I hope that this, like, the conversation may have moved on fairly significantly, so I'll try and keep up. Yeah, that is the nice thing about running Kyoto in February, is it's like the weather should be pretty decent, to be honest. It won't be hot. It won't be super cold because it's Kyoto, at least compared to here. So I think the average temperatures are like 10 to 14 degrees or something like that. Yeah, so like that's not bad. They do sometimes have snow in February, but like nothing like here. So I'm gonna have to run in like, what I should be doing is running in like weather like this, but snuffles. Yeah. Sorry, that was gross. I swear I took cold medication. I feel like it's helped my throat. It hasn't really helped the congestion though. No, there's one patch down there that needs to be pressed here. Yeah, I will say I am excited for what Calgary should achieve for me. I'm not excited to run Calgary though, so I'm hoping that doesn't affect it. I'm excited that I should be able to run, or at least my goal is going to be a 5.5 hour marathon in Calgary. But yeah, I'm not excited to run Calgary. I'm like, ugh. It's gonna be pretty brutal because it goes out. So I know all marathons do, but I know exactly where I'll be running in Calgary, and I'm like, well, that's not inspiring. At least running Kyoto, you get to run past like temples and like these all the mountains that they burn for one of their festivals. So you get to go, the path takes you past all of them and you get to see all of the markings. And they should be fairly fresh because it's like, I think the burn happens in August or September and then they go into winter. So like February, you're not going to have a lot of overgrowth again. But yeah, I don't know. But Calgary, at least I'm going to be like, so my goal, the last pacer in the marathon is 5.5 hours. I want a sub 6. I really don't care otherwise. I just got to be sub 6. And what I'm hoping is that I'm 5:30, so 5.5 hours. So that then I'm anywhere between 5.5 and 6 hours, and I will be extremely happy. Because that's also like a 47-minute reduction compared to what I ran in January. So that is the goal. And given how everything else is tracking, I think the 6 hour at the very minimum is within reach. So, and then especially with the rest of the training plans for the year, I think I'll definitely get faster, hopefully. These colds have knocked down my pace quite a bit, and I'm like, no. Hope this isn't a reflection on my race pace next year. Oh well, I've got lots of time to recover it, I guess. Am I bitter? Yes. But at the same time, I've also cut a solid like 20 minutes off of my half marathon time on a much fucking harder course. So, because Canmore was brutal compared to Fernie, because Fernie had one big hill. Found out that it was probably about an 80-meter elevation change. Gorgeous. Because apparently the map was up last year, but I didn't see it until this year. Like, goddamn, that's annoying. But yeah, I don't think I would have finished Canmore last year versus at least I finished this year, and I finished in like more time than I was anticipating and less time than it could have been. Oh my goodness. I just want to be able to breathe. That is integral to being able to run, is breathing. And everything else, but you know. Ugh. What I am going to do, one of my goals is that I want a 35-minute 5K. So one of my goals is that once I'm done this like off-season training, I'm just going to like hammer a 35-minute 5K. So what I'll do is I'll run one 35-minute 5K, and then I'll take a rest day, and then I'll run a base run of, I don't know, 7.5K or something like that, a little bit longer run. And then I'll go in and try and slam another 35K 5K. Just even part of the thought process of this is like it doesn't have to be like perfect. But what it does need to do is it needs to get me used to running at that pace, because that is the pace that I need to do a 5.5 hour marathon at. So it'll get me used to like the leg turnover and everything like that. That has to happen for that pace. Hopefully. That's my thought process. I'm already doing it in tempo runs, and I'm sticking pretty good in my heart rates and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, I think this is a sane idea. It's not a completely insane idea. But it's not totally off the wall either. Okay, this one has the opportunity to spread out one selvage. So we'll spread out one selvage. The race will be a dawdle? Yeah, it'll be something. I don't know. Don't know yet. Oh my god. I think there's like 2 pieces of Obi left. And then we're into the cottons. Oh my goodness. I didn't think we would actually see, I didn't know if we would actually see the end of the OB before lunchtime. But here we are. Almost there. Oh, and thank goodness these fish don't smell anymore. Well, they smell a little bit, but they don't smell anywhere near as bad as when we did that burn test where it was like a physical recoil from the fish. It's like, oh god. Okay, so there's the last fish piece. And then for some reason we have one last peony piece here, but then we're done. Oh, thank goodness. We've done it again. At least for this portion. Right, and this is definitely a passport folder, so that's at least easy. And then the interior is going to be lined in twill. That is one of the things that I have to go back and watch, is like some of these are getting lined in obi or kimono, and I know the majority of them are getting lined in twill, but it's like which were which again. That's part of what I need to go back and watch for, so. Yeah, so that was the thing, is it's like this leg workout was better at home, so what the hell am I doing at the gym that I'm not getting as good a... I guess it just means I need to put up my weights at the gym. Never mind, that's exactly what it means. And yes, that is actually one of the big things I need to do, is I need to do so much more strength training. It's ridiculous. I even want to know how much more strength training I need to do. I did go up on my upper body weights the other day, which was good, because my form was maintaining and stuff like that. So like chest, I'm doing assisted dips and assisted pull-ups, and they both went up by 10 pounds. So that was pretty awesome. We are done the OB, and a lot of these fabrics are stacked 2 and 2. So guess what's gonna happen? Both gonna go on the deck at the same time. Ha ha ha. We know that's a disaster, but that's okay. We can always repress these again after we get them cut, if we find that there's any defects or deficiencies. Deficiencies. Okay. Let's get this done. Alright, be prepared for your virtual spa experience. Yeah, no, I think I'm at the point now where it's like, okay, you gotta go up. I gotta figure out, I can't squat as well with the bar at the gym. It also causes like some shoulder pain, which I am working on with the physio. But am I doing my physio exercises? No, because I'm terrible at it. I don't know why it's so hard to do my physio exercises, but I just have not gotten into the routine of them. So I'm like, okay, what do I need to do for like, I think I gotta go on the hack squat bar or something like that more. Or the Smith machine. I think it's called the Smith machine. I feel like the hack squat is the one where it's like angled, right? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Smith machine, I think, is the one that I'm talking about. Basically, it's where it's like the bar is set so that you can just like swing it back so that it's locked into place. That's what I'll start doing more of, because it'll still help build core stability, but I won't be as like potentially, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing right now. They keep going, you should come and see the personal trainer, and I'm like, I don't want to see the personal trainer. He is like a tiny 25-year-old. So no. So I'm using my old program from when I was like working with a guy in Calgary. That works just fine. It'll be fine. And then I've just modified it for like better running exercises. The one I do need to do is I need to do Can you imagine me lifting that frickin' Juki sewing head? Could do it maybe with the domestic and the serger. The serger's worth it. Actually, the serger's probably heavier than most kettlebells I pick up right now. No, we can work with the, oh, what do we have? What do I have? I've got adjustable dumbbells. We're set for dumbbells at least. But yes, it's funny. What was this? Oh, this was for a wristlet. That's right. Like, why? What is this? What's this puny piece in here for? It's not puny. It is smaller in comparison to everything else I'm working with right now. Small piece. Where did you come from? Right, wristlets, because I want to restock the wristlets, because wristlets are an excellent Santa stocking helper. Go. Scoot. If we need to repress, we will afterwards. Although I'm pretty pleased with how it's going so far. I don't think we'll get through the bin before lunch, but at least we'll have a good amount done. What is the goal for this week? We definitely want to get all of these interfaced. And I think the goal should be to get the pockets interfaced and cut as well. Well, okay. The goal, I think, is to get everything cut. And interfaced and cut by the end of this week. And then on Tuesday, we go in and we start sewing. Yeah. Guess the kiddos will be in TV daycare this week for quite a bit. They're off on Monday, so that's why I'm like not talking about Mondays. Because I'm going to also take Monday and do the majority of our indoor Christmas decorating. We're good because next time Dallas's home is Christmas tree. And so like Monday is probably the best opportunity to actually decorate. I could do it at the end of November, but I do a lot of Christmas decorating and I don't like having it up for such a short amount of time. It's a lot of work to set up and then it's a lot of work to like take back down too. Oh, gross. No. It's like it got pressed really well, bottom and top, but then it's like there's a wrinkle in the middle. Damn it. Okay, get off of there then. Thank you. Fine, we'll behave ourselves by not doing that. There. Deal. Please. If that's the case, then you get a piece of Shiba on top of you. No, the Shiba are too large. Never mind. Get out of here. Kettlebell swings with a serger. Oh my god. My serger is hefty enough for that. I should actually weigh it and find out how much it weighs. Because it's like, it's that old school version too, where it's like, it is metal and I can fix it at home. And all I'm thinking about with this Juki is like getting that machine head out of that table is, I don't even know how we put it in. Because it definitely came shipped separate from the base. But I don't remember like what we had to do to get it installed into the base. Okay, here we go. Shiba Inu. We also need to cut the interiors for the twill. So yeah, that'll for the twill for the gyoza bag. So that'll be another goal to get finished. So that's what I mean by like everything cut as well, by the way. Gyoza, passport folders. Passport folders is one of the higher priority items because there's been a specific request for them. So I'm like, okay, that is a good directional thing to do. Sorry, I'm just gonna make sure that I'm not missing any chat in like Twitch or anything dumb. Because I am noticing that we have a number of viewers. So if you are new to the channel, welcome. If you have any questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat. Oh, there's no one viewing it. Anyway, you guys are all on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Thank you for joining. Okay. I don't know why I did that right when I was like trying to organize the interfacing, but you know what? Sometimes it's just better to do it when it pops into my brain than wait. All right. I am extremely happy that we're onto the cottons. Not that I'm over the OB, but like that's a good marker of forward progress, is that we're done the OB pieces at least. Okay, we'll do these two small ones as well. Cat faces afterwards. Actually, no, we'll put those up with the cat faces because 2 layers of cotton is more than enough for this machine. Ow. Oh, I definitely got my knuckle pretty good. It's like reacting to the heat from the fabric. Well, it's not hot anymore, so that's good. This is why I'm glad my youngest is scared of steam. Otherwise, they'd be all up in this. Because, hi, it's a pretty cool machine. But yeah, they don't like, that makes them like flinch away, so that's good. Still have to chase them away too much, but oh well. The passport folders, like the passport wallets, we're going to do a twill canvas tab. Twill tab. Are we interfacing the twill tab? I don't know yet. We're not doing it from the fabrics though. Maybe we should do no, I want, right, I remember the specific decision to not do it from the fabrics was so that we have a better framing like we do when we do the black on the tote bags. So no, we'll be doing it from like the black twill or canvas. I just haven't decided which yet. And we're going to be doing magnetic snaps, I think. Don't quote me on that. Shh, don't tell anyone. Because I also just realized that I don't actually have... Well, okay, I've got a bunch of silver ones. But the rivet ones, I'm like low on stock on. And I forgot about that until just now. I thought about it the other day and then, well, promptly forgot. What am I doing? That's what I'm doing. Anyway, so we'll probably do magnetic snaps. I think magnetic snaps are going to be the easiest, like the best accessibility for passport folder. Mine currently has line snaps, and I guess you can still like do them up one-handed. Line snaps would look good. I've got a lot of line snaps. Those would be like, so the line snaps that I'm talking about are like the ones that we use in the mini traveler and the traveler slings. But anyway, yeah, so it's just going to be like a 2-finger thing. Obviously, I haven't decided exactly what I'm doing, but we're getting close to it, so it's not something. That's a future Katie problem right now, apparently. Future as in like 3 days, but you know, she can worry about it. Oh boy. And when I swear it past Katie, just remember that that's exactly what I said. Future Katie can deal with it. But yeah, I'm down to like maybe 15 of the rivet snaps that we were using earlier this year, and I want to kind of keep those back for I like those for the glasses cases. So we might just do like there's still the pronged ones that work really well, obviously. So it's not like I can't use them. And I can, I've got a fairly large stock of them still, and I can easily access them as well. Or at least in theory, I can easily access them. I just hate installing them because they're so hard on my hands. Although I think I have figured out a way to do it. It's basically like smush them down and then like do like, take like my water bottle or something like that and like do some rounds on it like you would with watercolor paint. So, yeah, there's that too. Excuse me. Okay. This is definitely working for 2 layers at a time right now, so we're just going to like roll with it and keep rolling. Keep going. We're making a much larger dent in this right now because the fabric or the interfacing is not shifting as much on the cotton fabric, which is good to know. Quite nice. I approve. 3. Yeah, and then we've got those polyester fabrics. I would put the polyester fabrics at about halfway point for the cottons because I'm pretty sure I picked them up off the top, and it was pretty much a half split of what I was able to like finagle into the bin yesterday morning. Yeah, so tomorrow's task will be first to finish the kids' shirts. Actually, I should probably work on that tonight when they're home so that if I need to do any fitting, I can. Yeah, maybe we'll do that because they may need it. And then that would leave me tomorrow completely free to just finish prep or do whatever the hell I need to do to get back into this cutting studio to finish these, finish getting these ready to go. Why are you two facing each other? No. No, 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 no. Okay, so the very edges of some of these aren't getting pressed, so we might have to like press that with an iron, but I'm honestly not worried about it right now. We're just, yeah. Production mode. Could I be prepping the next set? Kinda. It's such a short time in between each of these presses though that I'm like, nah, that's. Also, I'm not as worried about this one. Oh, never mind. I was like, I'm not worried about this one because the selvages are on this side, so if they don't get pressed, no big deal. But but that's not true of the pink. Actually, okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this last press, and then we're gonna fold it in half, and then we'll do because there shouldn't be wrinkles anymore because it's like the majority of it's pressed. Then we can fold it this way and press this edge here. It should work. In theory, it should work. In actuality, we will find out in 2 moments here. Because then what I can do is just pop. Yeah, and that's kind of what the drive will be today. Is like that'll be the rest time. The shirts are a little bit stressful because again, as long as we're feeling well, we have photos on Saturday. So I gotta like they're on a tighter deadline than any of this bag stuff is. Because there's nothing like leaving it to the last minute to make sure that I've got a fire under my butt. But at the same time, it's like we didn't need them before this, so whatever. I was also still hemming and hawing about whether I was going to use the store-bought or if I was going to make something. I'm really glad that I decided that I was going to make stuff because I think it's actually better. But, yeah. Okay. It is funny, though, because the eldest chose the fabric that I really liked, the Santa fabric. And then my youngest actually chose the fabric that Dallas really liked, which is like a, I'll pull it, but it's like a pine cone with gold swirl pattern. So it worked out really well, because so they'll be like cousins, not twins. They're obviously siblings, but like their clothing choices are not exactly the same. Because I was leaning towards like doing the same, but I like that the fact that they chose different ones. So that is the one the youngest chose, and it's got like sparkles on it. Super cool. And then yeah, the Santa one, which I showed earlier for the eldest. Which looks good because it matches their skin tones better too, actually. Because the youngest is very white and very like pale, and then the elder is like still white, but not as pale, close to my skin tone, whereas the youngest is like pale. Probably. Well, closer to like, so eldest is like top of skin from the summer. That's the tone. And then the youngest is like the underskin after summer. Or the almost even under the watch band color, white. So anyway, they chose ones that definitely suit their skin tones better as well. Actually, most of my tan's already faded, which is interesting. Didn't tan a lot this year, which is good. Means I was pretty good about my sunscreen. But what there was is like gone already. Boo. And a boo mostly because it just means I haven't been out in the sun a lot recently, which is blech. Alrighty. You need to run this way because you will press better this way. And then you two need to run this way because you'll press better this way. Selvage to selvage, probably. Which is what I should have been doing with the other ones, but they didn't fit anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Right? Yeah, that works. Okay, except that crepe cat should be on top. I came to the conclusion last night. It was like, so my biggest concern with these guys going as young as they are, and the fact that we can't do like a Japan time shift before we leave, is jet lag. Because they are not, they're not going to understand jet lag. And our flight out of here is like overnight for us and early morning for Japan. So we end up we take off here. If we get the JAL flight, we'll take off here at 11 a.m. land in Vancouver, and then we'll be on the flight like around lunchtime or something like that. And then we would land in Japan at like 4 p.m. So it's like, okay, what the hell do we do with the kids? Because 4 p.m. here, or 4 p.m. there, is basically 12 hours. So it's like 11:30 our time. So it's like we don't quite want them to go to sleep. But we also want them to sleep like the early part of the flight, realistically. So I'm like, damn it. But I think what we'll do the first night is I came to the decision yesterday. I'm like, do you know what we should do the first night? Is we should go and get crepes in Harajuku. Because we'll land early enough. We're going to spend the first night in Tokyo itself. Like, go in, do something, and then like come back and like chill in the hotel. And then hopefully they'll just like crash and fall asleep. But yeah, it's like if we're leaving like now, yeah, it's 3:30 in the morning there right now. Almost 4. There's no way we're gonna get them to sleep early in the flight. And because of school, it's not like that's why we can't do like a Japan shift, because I have done that in the past. And it's amazing. You like fly over, you're tired here when you're leaving, but you fly over and you're like, oh, I am ready to go. Because I've done that previously when Dallas has been on night shift. You do like a shift throughout the week so that you don't end up with like jet lag. And it's amazing. Ooh, that's a good point. Mandarins would be good. The mandarins here right now aren't the citrus fruit right now is not very good though, because it's all imported and it's just like from pretty far away, so it's just gross. I'll get myself some apples or something like that. Garlic I can do. We love garlic in this house. Dallas made some really good pizza last night. I don't know what we're doing for dinner tonight, so maybe we can do, we should maybe do garlic shrimp or something like that. That would be tasty. So I randomly ended up stumbling across this dude on YouTube that does like cooking videos. I think he's Japanese descent, something. Anyway, he does a lot of Asian recipes. And that's why that's important. Otherwise it's not important. And he has a garlic shrimp recipe that I've been daydreaming about, so maybe we should do that tonight. With some like rice or noodles or something like that. Okay, there we go. Passport folder, two mini traveler slings from the geisha. Just in case you're wondering why there's such smaller cuts. Okay, now we are into the polyester. Now I'm not too worried about the polyester being on the cotton setting because we have a cotton barrier pressing cloth, so we're just going to go for it. I am going to do a little bit less time on this first one just to make sure that that theory is correct. Pretty sure yesterday when I pressed it on nylon, it just was like mwah, mwah, and didn't do anything through the pressing cloth, so yeah. So I'm pretty sure you end up going to the like higher fabric temp when like, so if the pressing cloth was nylon, I would go to nylon setting, but since the pressing cloth is cotton, we go to the cotton setting. I think is how it works. That's my theory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. Yeah, we will do it a little bit less because that's still adhered perfectly fine and I don't have to worry about it melting. So much fray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? I'll track it down maybe here in a moment and I'll share the link to the chat because it sounds so good. Ooh, and we could go get some like green onion and put green onion on top. For that little bit of like freshness. And then I'm not taking any, or I'm not going to drink tonight so I can take some cold meds because that will also help. Because then I'll be able to sleep and hopefully the eldest sleeps because that was definitely disruptive and not conducive to like chilling any of this out. Not their fault, obviously, but seriously. Okay. I think actually this is probably going to be the better way to do this one. Ugh, get out of here. So much fray. So much fray. Oh my god. It's like right at edge to edge on the bottom here. So we're going to cut that off. I just don't want to have to deal with it. I hate the feeling of it. It's like the fake spider webs for Halloween. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's see here. I don't want to view my channel. I want to go in and get my history. Oh, not even history. Subscriptions. I think his name is Ian Kyo. List? Nope, that's not what I want. Okay, has it been pressed all the way across to here? Yes, okay, so we just need to do this one here. Excuse me. Good God. More water. Yeah, Ian Fujimoto. So that's the creator's name, from what I can tell, and his channel name. And none of these have been his long format videos. They've been his 1 a.m. Wagyu grilled cheese. Anyway, they've been his shorts. As in, like, his short videos. Inkyo, garlic. Let me just see if I can track it down easy. I've, like, watched so many of his shorts that's not going to be helpful. Hawaiian garlic shrimp. Nope, that's like someone making his recipe, which is not what I want. I just want... The hell, I wonder if I can search his channel. Can I search his channel? No. Shorts. Can I see it from here? That also looks delicious. Where are you? Where did you go? There. We have Hawaii at home. Okay, there we go. This is it. Copy. And then if I paste it here, yeah, paste it in the chat. Control V, right? Command V. Oh my goodness, there we go. So that's the link directly to the actual to it. Apparently I can't put it into the Twitch stream, so if you're looking for it, it's on YouTube. It's Ian Kyo. And the title of the short is We Have Hawaii at Home. And it just, like, it looks so good. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to text Alice right now. That's what we should do. You can, like, cook some broccoli with it or something like that would be good, because that always pairs nicely. Okay. Now back to regular, the actual programming, which is, I'm putting it into freezing on, because, you know, nothing like wandering off into food world for a moment. Can you tell I'm getting ready for lunch? I think I can press these both at the same time. And then that's all the polyester done. Which, like I said, I think is about... Looking at it, it is not actually halfway through the cotton. There is a lot of cotton in that bin still. Never mind. I think we're over halfway through what we're supposed to be pressing, though. So that's like... We'll take that win. I'll take that W. Yeah, no worries. I always like sharing that sort of thing when I stumble across it. Caveat that I haven't actually tried it yet, but from all of his other stuff that he's been posting, I think it will be delicious. I don't think it's going to be like a flop or anything like that. So tasty, tasty. I like how I'm like, I'm not even counting this anymore. Frick. Okay. Brains. Oh my god, this is gonna be fucking adorable for stuff. Like, look at a whole bunch of little kitty cats chasing yarn balls. Yes. I'm in so much trouble now now that I've figured out what I'm doing with these. I'm in so much trouble when I go back to Japan because like I've avoided these because I'm like, they're cute, but what would I do with them? They're polyester. Yeah, I could make project bags out of them, but it doesn't quite feel right. And now I'm like, I don't know why I never bought them to make project bags because they are objectively extremely cute. But seriously, I'm in trouble. What I'm talking about. Yeah. And it's black. So it's like black and gray check with florals in the black squares. Gray check has little kitty cats mostly. And then there's like yarn balls getting chased all over the fabric. Like, how much better can it get? Seriously. Okay. Hedgies. And Michael. Gotta get everything shuffled just so it's on task. Okay, there we go. Shimmy, shake. There's still a whole bin here. Why do I overcommit myself? We do this every time. I do this every time. I'm not blaming you guys. I'm blaming myself. But my God, why? Why do I do this to myself? Oh well. I guess I'm prepped for what we're working on in December too. I think the goal, what should the goals for December be? Obviously I want to get a lot of this done for Heritage Park. That's the main, like, the other main part of this is like passport folders for Heritage Park. Which is the beginning of December, and then tax season. Gross. Which I can't technically wrap up until January, but that's okay. As long as I've got them, like, I can do a lot of the expense. It's not insertion. Expense. Not expense tracking, because I definitely have not been doing that. Expense entering. Input. Yeah, I was like, it's not insertion, but it's close. I can input a lot of that stuff into my, like, stuff, and I can do a lot of the cost of goods sold and things, so that's good. And then, yeah. So if you don't see me for the last little bit of December, there is that. I will be online doing, or on my computer doing that. And that's not something that I'm going to stream. That's dumb. Yeah, and then January. And then we've got Polka Dot Creek in middle of January. So we'll have to, I think, one of the days we will still go in and decide exactly what we're sewing for that. Last year we did a whole, like... What was it last year? Small box bags last year. I don't think we need to worry about small box bags this year. But I haven't decided what exactly we'll be prepping for that. And then we got to go in and we got to decide what we're doing for April. Because April is, again, as I mentioned, going to be insane again. I've always did it now. Dude. Ma'am. How long have you been watching? I'm not in full panic mode yet, at least. But still, I'm 10 days out. 9 days out from panic. Anyway, yeah, that'll be the last of December is like expense input and as much work as I can get done with that so that it's done. And then prepped for Polka Dot Creek, so we'll at least decide what we're going to be sewing for that. I think we should go in. I think we need another restock on Kato, because the Kato right now are kind of the ones that, like, they're good, they're fine, but we've got a lot more cutout that, like, if I add more variety, they'll sell better. And then it'll just kind of be a whole debacle of, like, what are we doing for April? I think we should do tote bags. I've had a special request for a, like, a large sized knot bag, and I'm like, oh, that's an intriguing suggestion, so we'll do that. And then what else should I be I don't know. Weigh in. If you're watching this now or if you're watching this later, let me know what you want to see, because it's like I don't know. And next year is like the year that all the money comes in now for Japan as well. So that's why I'm like, we gotta crank it up and, like, get it going. So much. Oh no, that is actually adhered there. Excellent. Perfect. Get off of me. Ah! Polyester is like, we love you. We're going to stay with you for the rest of the day. Is that dangerous, picking flint off of the sole plate? 100%. Have I burnt myself yet doing that? No, only when I've been, like, shuffling the stuff in and, like, accidentally push my knuckles up into it. Pressing cloth. Why do you keep escaping? Oh, okay, it's time to stand up for a little bit. My body's like, hey, you're stiff. Okay, I will listen. Let's stand up for a little bit. Actually, we should go through the rest of that small box bag bin too. That's what we should do. And the other thing I did want to make for Heritage Park beyond bookmarks was some more scrunchies, because I think that would be a good... So it's December 7th and 8th, so it's like, what am I actually going to sell at a market that's like 2.5 weeks out from Christmas? And I think smaller things are probably the key to success there. Now, I will have, obviously, a lot of this passport folders, mini travelers things. I think those are good gift items at that stage. But then stuff like bookmarks and scrunchies and a few other little small things like that are also going to be like what kind of makes or breaks the event for me. Who the hell knows, though? Like, I don't know. These are all guesses. And we're going into this hoping for the best. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I do need to restock on scissors is actually one of the big things. I think we're out of the blue? We're out of one of the colors. I'm like, that was definitely not the color I anticipated selling out first. I think it's blue. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Okay. In. Okay, let's grab the next set and get them settled, because apparently they are also right side to right side, of course. Oop. Okay, and then Macaron Critters needs one more press right at that very edge. Apparently it's also totally a chaos steam day today. Will it get steamed? Will it not get steamed? Who knows? Not even myself. Oops. By the way, if you're looking at the cart and wondering what the hell the steam press is saying on, it's actually a cart from Michael's, which have, again, been one of those things where it's proven to be useful, more useful and less useful than anticipated. The original idea was I was going to like use it as a transportation item between the cutting studio and the sewing side, and that has not really worked out. It was supposed to be like a whip holder. It is, however, very good for the steam press, so, and holding random crap in the cutting studio that I'm like, I need to just get this off of the cutting table. The dump area, right, that you always need, unfortunately. Anyway, we'll see what I can do with them in the coming year. Considering the cut amounts that I commit to, I'm like hesitant to say that we'll ever end up using it as like a whip transportation cart, but I can hope and dream that I'll be an organized enough sewing person that that's what happens, but I doubt it. So, ooh, we should also do organized. I should also do some of the appliques onto the pouches. Yeah. Okay, now it's getting cold. What the heck? It's warmer than it was earlier, and now I'm actually colder. Maybe sitting down. Maybe I was more protected from the window when I was sitting. It's very likely, to be honest. Hello? What is going on here? Oh, all of you are still connected. Okay, cool. Cool. Alright, so I got wisteria, fish, koi. Got the bunnies. Bunnies. With some additional tulle, which we'll get off. Dun 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 dun. And the polar bear. Because I don't have any more polar bear narrative fabric, so it's time to get some more polar bear narrative fabric in. So this is polar bear and penguin. They go on like adventures consistently. And now there's a baby polar bear, and I do not know where the baby polar bear came from. Polar bear child. Actually, what I'm going to do here in a second, we're going to press this, and then I'm going to close the window that I'm like facing directly. And I'm going to open up the one that's like blows up the stairs instead of at me. I think that's the difference probably right now. So we'll do this like that. Spread you out. Get you here. What'd I roll my eyes at? Probably something stupid. Or at the fact that now I'm cold because I'm starting up. It's ridiculous. Whew. Can actually hear the window now. I know I keep saying that we could use winter, but like I'm still not prepared for winter. It needs to be here, but ugh. Okay, so more what I hate is not necessarily that winter is coming, but I do hate this transitional period of like from like I don't like fall. I guess might be the best description. Does it need to come? Yes. Does it need to come like so slowly? No, I would almost prefer it to just like be done, like plummet, be done, instead of this tease. Winter is coming eventually. Also, I just wish I could breathe right now. That would be optimal. Thank you. Alright, just realized that we turned over to 12, so I'm just checking in with Dallas when I should, like, be looking to wrap up down here. Nope. I know I said that we would just repress them later, but that one was too much. Well, yeah, nope. Excuse me. Oh yeah, now it's pressed. Pressed good. Okay. Owls. I really like the pink background color on this one. I don't know why. Well, obviously I like pink, but like, this is not normally a pink that calls to me, but I really like it on this one. I think it's partly because it's like on the cotton linen, so it's got that like, oh, I don't want to say natural color, like feel to it, but it's a little bit more what the dusty rose, I guess, might be the best description. Saddened rose. Jack, don't leave me. No. Oh boy. By the way, okay, aim to be up by at. No, what? I didn't want dictation. Okay, Doll says to be up by about 12:30. So we got another half hour. Let's see how much more we can get done. Because, you know, maybe we can. Well, we'll definitely get something done. We'll get more done than if I went up right now. Although I think I said that at 10. I was like, I'm hungry. And I never did anything about it. By the way, I was going to show you a screenshot of the kids. So now that we're like leaning towards if I can get the enough air miles and everything works out, we'll probably do JAL. Their kids meal out of Narita is fucking cool. I'll switch this and then I'll show you the meal. Because like, I want this meal. We don't normally order them kids meal. Well, partly because we've never flown with them intercontinentally. We've flown with them internationally, right? But not overseas. There we go. Internationally, but not overseas. So we don't normally, well, WestJet charges you for meals. So we've never done the child meal, but look at this child meal. Make them like a whole little like bento and like dessert and fruit, and it's just like, oh. So that's the menu sample on flights from Haneda and Narita out of Tokyo. And I'm like, yes, we will be ordering that if we can. The other thing that I was noticing is it's like there are no caveats to this booking with Air Miles compared to the WestJet one, which was like meals and beverages for purchase. And I'm like, so I would be nervous booking the WestJet flight and not having food provided, which has never been an issue on Air Canada. But I'm like, well, they've restructured the program recently. So I'm like, okay, so are meals not actually provided on this overseas flight? And of course, when you go to ask the chat bot, it can't answer. And then it's like, the call center is just always packed with callers, and it's like, it's a very simple question. Does this actually mean that there's no meals and beverages, or is that like WestJet doesn't provide them domestically, which okay, whatever, or they provide them for purchase, like again flying Canada to the U.S. But It was like, these are the questions I need answered. If I book an Air Miles car or points flight, do I have to pack my own food? Previously on Air Canada and everything like that, it was like, no, you just get whatever you get in economy. But we've decided that, yeah, JAL is probably the better option. Yes, it won't be a direct flight, which would be nice with the kids. At the same time where it's like, well, if they go run around like hooligans in Vancouver, then they'll sleep a little bit on the plane, which will be good. And JAL is worth the extra Air Miles points because it's like one of the best economies in the world sort of thing. So it's like, okay, Air Canada, WestJet, JAL. The other thing being that the seat map is perfection. So what they've done, and partly why economy is so comfortable on their planes, this is a 2-4-2 layout. So we can do like 2 sets if we want, or we could do all 4 seats across the middle, which would also be really cool. Whereas WestJet's flight is like 3-3-3, which A, you've got one more seat in the same kind of airplane style. And B, with the companion vouchers that we have, I don't think we can, and their age, if they were older, I don't like, or if we were booking for like Dallas and I don't think it's a concern. So like we could book across the aisle from each other, but I think because of their age, they probably won't end up letting us book like child, adult. So one adult on aisle, other adult on aisle, and then they don't have the 4 seats in the middle. So that's part of why I started looking elsewhere, because I was like, well, at least with Air Canada, if we booked Air Canada through Air Miles, and this might still end up being an option if the JAL flight doesn't work out either, is that we would have a 3-4-3 layout, because they're flying the 777s right now, which they just pack as many fucking people on as they can, like 64 rows of people. And it's like, okay, so maybe we book that just for the convenience of the fact that then we book a full row in the middle. So we got a couple good options. And from what I remember or have experienced in the past, we should also be provided a meal. I think in this case, probably the best option is for me to go try WestJet solo on Air Miles and see how it goes. Because the other thing is, and I've mentioned this before, is that WestJet, like I can get on an Air Canada flight to go to Japan, and I'm like, I get uncomfortable towards the end of it, but I'm like, whatever, for about 5 hours. Where it's like, with the flight down to Florida with WestJet, like 2.5 hours, I'm sore. And I'm like, well, it's a 5-hour flight. Like, what is it going to be like flying internationally with them for like 10.5 hours? And Dallas is like, well, I'm always sore, or I always get uncomfortable at the 2.5 hour mark. And I'm like, well, we'll have to go by my judgment of it then. So yeah, actually that would be the best way to test this out, is like do Air Canada or JAL with the kids in Dallas. And then do WestJet by myself and just test it out and see. Because a direct flight is easier for me with the business, because then I do customs in Calgary. Although customs in Vancouver has been no big hoopla the last couple times. It has in the past been, but the last couple times it's been fine. So, anyway. The things that'll keep me up at night until we actually go, right? So, you'll don't worry. You'll be hearing about it again, I'm sure. You can roll your eyes at me. Actually, I was watching a guy who does airplane reviews the other day, and all I could think of is, I'm like, okay, the airplane reviews are awesome, because it's like, my God, on some of the first, like he pretty much exclusively reviews like his main draw is the fact that he primarily reviews like business class, and like he reviews like Emirates and Singapore Airlines and all that, and first class and things like the really bougie seats. And he's done premium economy, and I think he compared different economy classes last year as well, which is super cool actually. But and the first class bathroom that he was showing the other day was awesome because it actually had a change table that didn't fold down over the toilet. That's all I can think about now. So I'm like, you need to like do some like airport reviews, because he flies out of like New York and stuff like that pretty regularly. And I'm like, and tell us if there are like change tables in the men's room. Because the one that still baffles me is that the airport in Orlando, which is like the airport you fly into for Disney World, does not have change tables in the men's rooms. The only place that they have them are the women's rooms and family rooms. And guess how few and far between the family rooms are. It's like, holy crap. Anyway, that's all I could think of when I saw this seat. I'm like, do you know what you could add to your reviews that would help a lot? Is it's like, we need airport reviews as well. At least for like amenities. You don't have to shoot film in there or anything like that. But like, be like, all right, the men's washroom has or it doesn't have these things. And the women, well, I guess you can't do the women's washroom, but whatever. That's not as big a concern about what, like the, if the women's washroom is going to have like a change table or something. Anyway, the one, yeah, NCO not having freaking baby change tables in the men's room is like still so utterly baffling to me. I'm like, come on, guys. Maybe here's hoping that maybe that will be part of their next like airport renovation. They haven't done an airport renovation for a while, so maybe. I guess we'll find out. Yeah. Although, hopefully by the next time we go down, it's not going to be, it'll be a non-issue. All right. I think we're about halfway through the cottons. So that's decent. I'm happy with that. Maybe, yeah, half or just slightly over halfway through. So let's take it. Take the win. I was not anticipating getting through that much this morning. So, yay. Because there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 more large bundles, and a few small bundles, which I'm going to put on top so that they're just done, hopefully. Although I just lost a piece. Ha ha ha. Where did I lose that piece? There it is. Got it. Okay. 15 more bundles. We've done at least 15 from here. Huh. Yeah, so it's like, I appreciate the fact then that on some level that like MCO has them in the women's room, right? Because that also, because the family rooms are so few and far between. There's like one to every like women and men's stalls if you're lucky, or set of washrooms. But it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's also the same at like gas stations and stuff like that when we're traveling, like when we've been traveling before, go change the kid and there's no change table in the men's room. So what the fuck do you do as like a single dad or something like that? I know that there's less occurrence of that, but Like, it's not like it's impossible. I know the last time that Dallas went in with, I can't remember which one to change. One of them, doesn't matter. The woman was like, so she was really good. The gas station attendant was really good. She's like, there's no one in the women's washroom right now. That is the only one that has a change table. So if you have to change them, I will put up like a cleaning sign or something like that, so a woman doesn't go in. But like, that is, it's ridiculous. It's poorly designed. Anyway, we will do that. That's part of what we. I just came to that decision. That's part of what we'll do when we are going through Calgary and Vancouver next time. Is I will get Dallas to pay attention whether we're in diapers or not. Hopefully we're not. Oh, please don't let us still be in diapers by that point. At least day diapers. Yeah, we will report back, because that would be useful. I bet you it's on maps. But like, again, I don't know. When you're traveling, it's like you think about everything else, but why would you have to worry about something as simple as a change table? Actually, it's a good question even for Japan. It's like, if we were to go now, are there change tables in the men's rooms? Outside of like major airports and stuff like that, right? Like, I don't think there are. But I will report back on that too, like Kyoto Station and Tokyo Station and like what, like at least the ones that we encounter. Because I'm thinking of like, I don't even know if I've seen change tables in the women's room. Although, granted, the last 2 times I've been, it hasn't been a concern. So it's not been something that I've been like looking for really. So there's that as well. I was actually reading some of the amenities provided by JAL at Narita Haneda though, and I was like, oh, this is actually really nice. It's also like, it's very clear on what they may or may not be able to provide, which is super cool. It was like car seats and strollers and stuff like that. They'll give you like a gate stroller basically, it sounds like, so you can like use it from when you check in to when you get on the plane sort of thing, which I thought was a super cool service. I'm like, whoa. Because, yeah, like, that's nice. That's really nice. Okay. Oh, man. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. Yeah. Now, we're getting closer. We're getting closer with every press. Also, the other thing that airports need, especially with us having to check in so goddamn early, is like an actual proper indoor playground. I'm sure the insurance for that would be is what's restrictive, but my goodness, can you imagine? That would be so good. That, and someone else was like, and we need a gym. It's like, yes, please. That would be so good. It's like, that's not quite enough. That sole plate's gonna get coated. Terminal maps. Perfect. That's what I want to see for YVR. I should honestly be looking in Calgary, but whatever. I don't know why Vancouver's the one that's like, hey, you need to be checked out. Probably because it's an international hub. Let's go with that. Oh, by the way, when I was talking about that 23242 setup for the seats, that's totally what Air Canada used to fly. Calgary to Tokyo, and I'm like, oh, I'll just bring it back, Air Canada. Create some more competition. Those flights were so busy. They were always busy, and they still remain super busy. I'm like, do it. Do it now. This is true too. You'd hope that they wouldn't be all like, rah, you're in the women's room. All right, I'm going to finish up this press here. Dal said that lunch is ready now. I was like, it sounds like the children are being gathered. So I'll finish up this one, and then we are going to go have some lunch and carry on with the day. So we've got like 13 more little like double parcels here to finish up. Like I said, I am actually ahead of where I anticipated being today. So the next thing that we'll do is we're going to select the denim and the pockets for the mini traveler sling, and then we will cut those out. And then I think we'll start cutting out the denim and the Japanese fabric for the mini traveler slings and all this other paraphernalia that's all kind of like supposed to be contained within the rectangles. Because, you know, that is the worst part about frickin' sewing, is the fact that you're taking whole cloth and cutting it and then sewing it back together. Yeah, like I mentioned before, that's one of the things that drives me nuts with quilting. It's like, okay. All right. Whoa, okay. Thanks for joining me today. I will be back on very soon. Maybe even today, who knows, but definitely tomorrow. And we'll get the rest of this done. My steam press is turned off. Just flicked it off right there. And I'll chat with y'all really, really soon. Bye.